Yo, what's good? This is Full Crate,
And I'm Mar.
and we're giving a shout out to Splash Mag.
Peace.
At first, I'd like to know how you came to MPM. A long way, or was it something you always knew?
No, it's a funny story. We've been busy and doing our music together for like a year now professionally. So one day I got contacted by Olski from MPM through MySpace. He basically just said, "Hey, I like your music. Would you like to release something at our label?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So we just started talking, you know. And then first he just wanted to do one song. She was fly, right? Yeah. She was fly. And I did the beat, he did the vocals, and then we said, "Hey, why not make it more than just one song, 112-inch? I put some more songs." So eventually it became the EP that we released on NPM.
Okay, so I'd like to go to She Was Fly. What was the inspiration for this song? Is there any woman behind it, or yeah?
I don't know.
No, it's your.
Okay.
You created the beat first,
Okay.
and then I just did the vocals on it. So it started with him. What did
Well,
you?
yeah, the idea was let's say I was walking around one day and this idea came up to do a title for a song called "She Was Fly" because I really liked the lyrics "She Was Fly." So one day I started making a beat. So I made the beat and I was like, okay, this is the beat for the title. So I made the beat. I actually recorded the vocals myself, the She Was Fly vocals. Of course it sucks because I'm not a singer. So I called him up and I said, "Dude, I made this song. You really need to hear it. And if you dig it, we should re-record the lyrics and the vocals." So we did re-record the vocals, and the rest was history. And that's how the song came up. There was no actual girl or whatever. It was just the lyric.
So is this the way you guys are working? That you bring up the ideas and you have to fit to those ideas?
No. It's definitely 50-50 percent thing.
Yeah.
He's like mostly doing the production of the beat, and I'm like writing the melody and the lyrics. That's what I do, and then we combine. We just combine that.
Usually the way it works for us, I mean, it's easier for him to adjust to something that I did than for me to adjust to something that he's doing because he has total freedom because he's using, you know, his vocals. So usually, let's say I would start making a sketch, and then from the sketch, he will come in and he say, "Oh, I really dig this." He would start writing the lyrics, the vocals, the melody, and then I would just, you know, while he's writing, I'm finishing the beat, and then before you know, we have a whole song recorded.
Okay, I'd like to talk about inspirations because when I listened to your EP, there were no real bands who fit to your sound. Did you have any bands in the back of your mind which you would say fit to your sound perfectly, or is there anything which inspiring you?
I think there's a lot of stuff inspiring us.
But we're not thinking about no bands when we make music.
No, that's the thing. But I think if you mean, did we get inspired? Boy, yeah. A lot.
Or the question is, what made you sing and what made you producing beats?
Ooh, you got some time?
Yeah.
All right. No, I just.
Well, I started singing like maybe 2 years ago, like for real. I always knew I could sing some, but I did writing and rapping a lot on his beats. We started that way. So he was producing, I was rapping, and from rapping / singing, we just decided to do it. You know,
just didn't feel right at first. That's the only way I can say it is that it didn't feel right at first because I had the beat, which was okay. I mean, when I was just starting, you know, the beat sounded okay. He had the rhyme, which was okay, but like together, I was like, we weren't feeling it. And then at a certain point, he started doing more vocals, and I was like, hey, you know, let's just skip the whole rhyming thing. It's just sing. And from one thing came another, and then there's. But for me, inspiration-wise, if I have to name some names that would be really inspirational to me, would be how cliche it may sound. Would be a combination, of course, people like Pete Rock, of course, somebody like Flying Lotus. We're not even talking about Dilla. I mean, Dilla, Madlib, you know, all those stuff, but also a lot of stuff that has nothing to do with hip hop.
Okay.
I would listen to some, believe it or not, some rock stuff like System of a Down or Little Dragon or whatever. Actually, every genre except going really like crazy towards techno. That's not my thing. But other than that, everything that has to do with music that has been made from the heart and soul, that it could inspire me for the beat.
So when you were an MC at the beginning, did it take you any courage to start singing? Because this hip-hop scene is very much straight, and maybe you've been in battle and I don't know. So when you start singing, it's
like always between rap and sing. So it was always a bit of both. But I knew, and this sounds really weird, I knew that my skills at MCing, I would never be able to level that Slum Village, that high shit that I love, you know. But I was able to reach the level of like soul singers, like not as that I think I'm great, but I just believe that my level of singing was like better than rapping. So it's
just a simple choice. Yeah. If you're there and you're like, okay, if we're gonna do like I'm gonna make the beats and you would, and it wasn't really, we weren't only thinking of like we should be a duo or whatever. We was just, he's one of my best friends. We've been knowing each other for like 10 years, so it was just a natural thing. So we're thinking like, okay, if I make the beats and he would MC to it, what are we gonna reach? And then the ceiling was lower than the ceiling when we would sing, and then now we don't have any boundaries at all. We just do it, and it's no problem.
Yeah, if you mention boundaries, why are you not singing in Holland, in Dutch? Okay, why not just sing in Dutch? Man, bad.
Because I believe music is for everybody, and what I want to say is for everybody, and English is the language you understand right now. The language is, people understand in Japan, people understand it in Holland as well, so that's why I did it, to come out with the emotions of the world.
Just internationally, it's internationally easy. I mean, it's just a power move to reach more people. Plus, I don't want to offend nobody in Holland. I love everybody. Shout out to everybody. But I don't. English just sounds better. I mean, if let's say if Portuguese was the international language, it would sound even better. But I mean, English for now, English sounds better because in Dutch.
If I could sing in French, I would do that. Definitely. Yeah. I love
it's beautiful. I mean, French, Portuguese, beautiful languages.
Okay, I've been talking. I don't know. You know Joe Kick-Ass? And I've been talking to him a couple of days ago, and he was telling me the same. So is this Dutch language so bad? Really?
The thing is, to me, it's hard because I'm not Dutch. I mean, I've been living in Holland for 10 years now. I mean, I studied the language. I can speak the language. But if I have to choose between English and Dutch, I'll go for English because Dutch, it's not. I mean, there's a lot of hard sounds in it. I mean, it's nice if there's a lot of nice Dutch MCs doing their thing on some nice beats, and that sounds good. But I wouldn't feel it.
Like for singing, it's like it's not really the language to sing it. Maybe for rap.
For us, I don't want to like categorize other people. I said the stuff that we've been doing in Dutch, it would just turn corny very, very quickly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'd like to go for this Dutch hip-hop scene because I got to know Joe Kick-Ass, and there are some other MCs. So there seems to be some relation to the US or to the English-speaking scene. Why? Could you tell me why this is?
I think there is a lot of, I don't want to say a lot of people because I might not know people, but the people that I know, there's like a certain group of people that chose to do their music, the hip-hop music, whether it's more hardcore hip-hop or soulful hip-hop music in English. So in Holland, the market isn't big. I mean, it's nearly impossible to sell your music in English if you're making hip-hop. I mean, if you're doing pop, that's cool. But hip-hop does not sell in English really quick. Like the only example in Holland that would actually also sell in Holland would be somebody like Pete Philly and Perquisite. Yeah. Those two guys are the only ones, but also mainly because not only because of the talent, but also because of the commercial. I don't want to say commercial. They took like the jazz and little bit pop aspects and put it together. So when they perform, you see people that actually love hip hop till people who are 40 years old and listen to pure jazz. So they have very wide audience. But other people, I think the English, the people who use English for their music, they just go abroad. In Holland, just like we do, we just focus mainly on international level.
On the other side, there are a lot of US MCs and other guys who come to Amsterdam to visit the city and do whatever they want to do there. So, do you have any relations or any connections to some of those MCs?
We have a lot of good, talented producers in Holland. I always say Holland got the producers, England got the female vocalists.
Yeah.
Like a lot. Corinne Bailey Rae, Andre Triana, Shireen. We got a lot of. And we got OJ, we got Hazy, FS Green. We got a lot.
And the States got the MCs.
Yeah. And the state got the MC, so combine all that shit together. And Germany got the producers as well.
I think Europe got the most of the nice producers. I mean,
Flacco,
that's the reason why people from the States, a lot of MCs from the States, and I'm not talking about commercial, I'm talking about people who've been influenced by Slum Village, De La Soul, Tropical Quest. They fly over and they're trying to reach out to people. I mean, I get emails from a lot of MCs from the States saying like, hey, you want to do a production, this or that. I mean, I did a collabo with a kid called Versus. He's from LA. I mean, kid is amazing. Like, he's just turned 18, lyrically, verbally killing it. And I asked him, like, why aren't you working with people? Like, he's working with people from the States, but he said, like, the level. I think the problem is that the producers in the States, they're thinking about the money. As soon as they start making beats, they're like, okay, I want to make the next hit with Lil Wayne. You know, I think in Europe, it's different. For me, if I can have my stuff on vinyl and I can have a nice vocalist on it or a nice MC on it, I'm happy, you know?
And a lot of European producers that want to make the US Kanye West things, they fail. So the big
Most of them fail.
Yeah, most of them fail. Like in Holland as well, like the tick 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 tick. That's like you got to be really good at that. You got to be really that US sound.
Well, there's one guy in Holland, FS Green, my man. FS Green's the only.
He can do that for real, yeah.
The only guy who can do anything and it would make it sounds amazing, really.
So one, we got one. No, maybe a couple, but
there's a lot.
But not, in the US is that goal to reach of that commercial sound, and we got different.
And just to add an extra, I think the reason why not a lot of people choose to do it in English in Holland, just because of the accent they have. Lame. I mean, it sounds lame, indeed. And I don't want to offend nobody or whatever. I really don't want to offend nobody,
but we do.
That's the message of this interview. Don't want to offend anybody, but no, I think there's only a certain amount of people who can actually, you know, make something and get away with it. I mean, let's say, I don't know if you guys heard of La Melodia. They've been doing their thing now for like, they did Japan, now they're going to the States. They got Pete got, and some other people got it too. But most of the people that I've heard, I wasn't really impressed with the English. That's why I try to work with international artists, you know, except for him then.
Okay, so as we are a German hip-hop show, tell me, which Dutch MCs should people check out?
We had this conversation.
Okay, so tell me.
Check out Zwarte Licht.
Zwart Licht, meaning black light in Dutch.
Okay.
Those guys are like the hip-hop sensation in Holland at the moment.
Producer Hazy, it's next level.
Yeah,
that shit.
Hazy is next level. So he produces, let's say if I have to describe what they're doing, it would be, the producer Hazy would be a collabo between Flylo, Dilla, Madlib, and put some crazy dubstep over it.
Okay.
And they combine that stuff together, and then the MCs, it's two MCs, Aquazi and Leroy. Yeah, it's like Busta Rhymes and Dutch. It's really,
they jumping.
It's hip hop at the rawest form, and that's what I like about it. And their shows sold out, packed, people going crazy. So Zwart Licht, it's the main thing to check out at the moment.
And of course, what used to be Opgezwollen.
Yeah.
They still living, but Opgezwollen is kind of dead, like the group.
Yeah, they're still doing stuff, but those are the two main things for us that we really respect in Holland, in Dutch.
There's this one MC, I've seen him, I think we did some collaboration with Sean Price. I've forgotten his name.
Yeah, hold on. Sugarcane, a.k.a.
Sugarcane.
How can I not remember this name? Dude's a legend in Holland. Boogie.
I don't know, man.
Red Boogie. I don't know his new name, but he used to go by the name of Sugarcane. I've seen, like, it's funny because I've seen, like, a week ago I've seen a video about an interview from the 80s, like 89 I think, and some of the hip hop cats in Holland explaining that they were watching movies, seeing DJs do stuff, and as far as I go, a lot of MCs in Holland, when they just started, the whole hip hop thing started coming out, like in the 80s and 90s, they used to rap in English.
Yeah.
So it was and that shows to me that it was, I don't want to say they mimic the American people, but they got really influenced by the American people. And then after that, it got involved, and people start actually thinking like, hey, why English? We're Dutch. Why not do it in Dutch? That's what I think.
One of the things, one of the best rapper I like from the old school, like begin 90s, is Extins.
Oh yeah.
Extins. He came really hard. It was Dutch. He used to rap English as well, so they definitely copy him from America. But Extins en hoe heette die klokken? Nee, die andere. Die is met die bus.
I have no idea. That's way back.
Okay, let's go back to soul music. Tell me, there's Deptone at the moment. I've seen Lee Fields a couple of weeks ago. So who's the best singer, or who are the best new soul singers at the moment? No, all over the world.
Scream out the name of one of my favorite singers, Jesse Boykins. That's dude's amazing. He's like, I mean, maybe like, I don't want to say he's new or whatever. I mean, everybody's been working for a while now, but he just released his album. I think it's his second one.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And I
Dude's
really
amazing.
like Ab. Like
Yeah,
he's
Ab
working with Slum Village and yeah.
He used to be on a tour with Slum Village. He used to do vocals and piano, and now he's touring with Black Milk. So Ab,